I'm Phoebe Chongchua. This is the Live Fit Magazine podcast. You know, my daughter just went off to college, and I'll tell you what, I am really missing her this time of the year. At the same time, as I reflect back on all the great years that we've had together, Girl Scouts, all the fun things that we've done, I'm reminded of how precious our little ones are. Youth is the theme of today's podcast, and we're taking a closer look at how we all can help the most at-risk population, and that's San Diego's homeless children. In the San Diego region alone, let me just give you some statistics here because this might be surprising. There's an estimated 6,300 plus total urban homeless. Now, approximately 800 to 900 are homeless families. And there are between about 360 to 400 homeless youth at any given time on the streets here in San Diego. Something has to be done. Joining me now is Kim Bauman. Kim is from Core Power Yoga in Del Mar. She's the manager there, and she's been practicing yoga since 2003. Kim started out with Bikram and then became certified at Core Power Yoga in the fall of 2009. And Kim has said that yoga has literally changed her life, and she is now helping others change their lives. In June of 2011, she founded One Love San Diego. It's a nonprofit which is committed to serving our hearts in order to help people in crisis. Hello, Kim. How are you?
I'm great. Hi, Phoebe. Thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm so glad to have you here. And I should say, I got to throw this in. I'm getting ready to take my Core Power Yoga teacher training in Del Mar. So excited about that. And, Kim, you're a large part of why I'm doing it. So thank you so much for that.
Wow,
thank you.
Fun. That's an honor.
Tell me a little bit about your organization, One Love San Diego.
It was a series of events, but it started with my work with Off the Mat into the World. Actually, before that, it started with Core Power Yoga, which got me into yoga and got me to love yoga. I did teacher training, as you had said, and through just being in that conversation and having yoga be introduced to me, I found an organization called Off the Mat into the World. And from there, I did what's called their Global Save the Challenge and raised over $20,000 for Haiti. And that was back in 2011. And then I traveled with Off the Mat over to Haiti, and it was a group of, I think, about 15 of us. And we were there for 2 weeks, volunteered, donated thousands of dollars to the country and to microfinancing to help support building a foundation there and drawing some sort of infrastructure together.
What an incredible experience. And then that led you to form your own organization.
Correct, yeah. And then I continued to work with Off the Mat after that because it was just, took me into a whole new element of my life that I hadn't even known was there. And so through the support of Off the Mat, plus my work teaching and working for Core Power Yoga, it just felt like a natural fit. And, what I wanted to do was to really inspire and to facilitate a space where people take their yoga off their mat.
And what do you mean by that exactly? Tell me a little bit about how they're going to do that. In particular, you've got an event coming up later this month, September 22nd. They'll be on the mat, but the idea is to generate the goodwill to do things off the mat.
In terms of what I mean by off the mat is that most people, and I'm definitely one of them, we started out yoga for the posture, so for the asanas. And so it was more about physical, it was about burning calories, about getting into shape. And then the more that, you practice, the more you begin to realize that it actually goes way beyond the postures. And it's really about who you are outside of the yoga room, who you are when you step off of your mat, how you are in, gridlock traffic, how you respond and reply to other people, how you are in the world is more of your yoga rather than the actual practice on your mat. But the practice on your mat is important for sure because That's your connection to your body and to what's inside of you, your connection for you to be able to reveal and to be that off of your mat.
So coming up on the 22nd here, which is Sunday, just about almost 2 weeks away, what will people experience at your event, One Love San Diego?
So the experience on the 22nd, or the intention for the experience, is to provide a space, to facilitate a space to where people come to their mats to practice, but it's all in honor for a cause. So it's all in honor of how can we as yogis, because the yoga community has expanded, tenfold just over like the past several years, and how can we all empower and step deeper into being connected with each other so we can serve and be inspired to want to give back and to do more. And so the practice is there, but also the cause is there, which is a result of, many people. It's a collaboration of people taking their yoga off their mats and being that goodness and drawing that kindness out into the world.
So tickets are being sold for this, and it's 100% of the proceeds benefiting which beneficiary?
I'm so proud to say that we have 3 firms that have donated enough money, actually 4 firms have donated enough money in order to pay for the cost of the event. So that's, to rent the space at the Mar Fairgrounds, pay for the sound, everything. And that would be Benzel, McKim and McKnight Law Firm, Shea Real Estate, Brian Merkin, and then also Flowery Hill Promenade, which is the location of the Core Power Yoga Del Mar studio. And so with that, it's so exciting because that means that every person who purchases a ticket to come to the event, the entire amount of their purchase will go directly towards the 2 foundations, who are San Diego Youth Services and Outdoor Outreach.
So tell me a little bit about those organizations. What do they aim to do, and why did you choose them?
It started with San Diego Youth Services, and I chose them because I've been collaborating with them for about a year now through Core Power Yoga. I have an involvement in the CBY Cares program with the San Diego region. And youth and kids, at-risk kids, kids who come from broken families, whose parents are incarcerated, the list goes on. But that type of youth is what's at the heart of my service and my inspiration to want to give back. And so San Diego Youth Services was a great fit because they've been around for over 40 years. They've worked with, I think, over 500,000 kids to get them education, direction, in terms of them having a brighter future and making really great choices. And then Outdoor Outreach is an organization that collaborates and works with different, they work closely with San Diego Youth Services, for example, and they take kids onto and get them involved into outdoor activities like surfing, snowboarding, camping, hiking, things of that nature that get them into to experience things that we may take for granted and experience things that other kids, just naturally grow up and that's all they know. And it helps them to see, the great things you can put your energy and your time into and, puts them into, so they run with a better crowd of kids that are their same age. They've got the support from the leaders, the guides of Outdoor Outreach. And that organization was brought to my attention from Baba Ram. Baba is one of the teachers for One Love San Diego, and he's also I don't know if he knows this, he's been a teacher of mine for a while. I've read all of his novels, his books, and just fascinated by his story and how he's taken yoga off of his mat. And so, how he's taken yoga off his mat to serve other people. And so he had brought up that organization and brought attention to what they do, and it was just another good fit. They already worked with at-risk kids. They had already, have so many success stories in how they've helped give guidance and protection and care for our youth.
I think it's fascinating as you participate in yoga and you get familiar with the yoga community. You start to really see that these people are involved in a lot of charitable acts, a lot of nonprofits, and in my former career with 10 News, we did a large festival called 10 Leadership Day, and we brought a lot of these people together, and you can really see the difference it makes, what inspires them. But the cool thing is they're uniting also through, yes, something physical, which when yoga came first to the United States, it was considered just an exercise by a lot of people. And today it's kind of going back to what you might say its original roots, and I just think that's a really cool thing.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that.
Tell me a little bit about the day and what it'll be like.
So the date is Sunday, September 22nd. The location is the Del Mar Fairgrounds up in Del Mar. And what the event will be like is the actual timing of the event is from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. And the doors will open early at 11 a.m. for people to get settled, to roll their mats out where they want to be. And we have three different special musical guests coming. DJ Dreds is one of them, an amazing yogi teacher, but also DJ in the yoga world. And I'm completely honored to have him be a part of this event. He brings such a strong, unique element. And on top of that, many of us here at Core Power, we play all of his music on our playlist, so it's going to be pretty cool to have him actually live there for us. So he's one of the musical artists there. We also have a kirtan band with Jason and Pia. They were part of One Love San Diego in 2011, where they played at that event as well. Amazing, gorgeous, very heartfelt kirtan, and I've known them for several years. They have enormous hearts, and their hearts are always in the right place, so I'm just really proud and excited to have them on board for the second round of this event. So that's the music, and we'll also have, some vendors will have Pure Flow is sponsoring all of our water. So those who come need to bring their water bottle because we're going as green as possible by not having bottled water, but rather having just large 5-gallon dispensers that people can refill their water bottles with. Zico is coming with hundreds of bottles of coconut water. We've also got Perfect Food Bars there, donations from Costco, and so just really excited to have everybody come together and support. And then how the event will work as far as timing is at 12 o'clock we'll start, and I'll do an introduction, talking about the cause, talking about San Diego youth. And then outdoor outreach and SDYS, San Diego Youth Services, will all be there. And they're going to give a short brief about what their organizations do, what they provide, and they're also going to be very exact about what your money is going to. And so at that point, we'll have the total amount raised. We'll also be able to tell you a breakdown of exactly what your money is going to go to in order to help our homeless kids, our at-risk kids, our kids, our foster kids, those groups of people. And then Baba Ram will start with an opening meditation and music. And then after that, we'll begin our yoga practice where we have myself, let's see who we have on the list, Danny Argetti, Amy Opalowski, Katie Burke, Alyssa Brown, Baba Ram, Andre, Huli, Mike Shibakov, and Lauren Duke will all be teaching a collective practice that will flow from one teacher to the next. So it's one continuous practice. The yoga class is 2 hours, but if you're new to yoga, you shouldn't be concerned because it's going to be all levels. It's not going to be a constant moving the entire 2 hours. So just know that that it's open to all levels. And
that's perfect. I was going to ask you that because we've been talking so much about the yoga community, and I don't want to scare off people who are listening to this podcast thinking, well, that's not for me since I haven't really tried it. It's a great time to experience it.
Exactly. And, we're all very conscious of the fact that it is 2 hours, which is longer than a normal class. The normal class would be an hour to an hour and a half. of course there's going to be some challenge with postures, but then there's also going to be breaks in between as well. And so you should definitely, even if it's your first class, we absolutely welcome you to be there. And you're going to do great, you're going to do fine, and it's going to be set up so that you're going to feel good in the class, even if it's your first class.
And one thing that I love...
go ahead.
I was going to say, Kim, one thing that I love is that the teachers always encourage that if there's something that isn't right or you're tired, you can always take child's pose. And so, if you're not familiar with what that is, you'll learn that very quickly, and you can take a rest. And there's no shame in that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Child's pose, you can lie on your back. You can actually lie down the entire 2 hours and just listen to the amazing music. And so that's fun time.
Well, that's a great option, too.
Right.
Well, I think what you're doing is fantastic. Obviously, One Love San Diego is fairly new, founded in 2011 of June. I wish you all the best of luck. Live Fit Magazine will be out there. I'll be out there, and really look forward to taking part in this and seeing a lot of new people come out. So if someone is listening and would like to purchase tickets, how do they go about it? Do they need a reservation? What's the best way to do this?
Yes, so you do want to purchase your ticket in advance, if at all possible. The website to go to purchase that ticket is www.onelovesandiego.org. So again, that's onelovesandiego.org. And very easy, just click on the website. You're going to see event details, and then there's an option, a big bright red box that's titled Buy Tickets. Tickets start at $35, and they go up to $126. So there's different options depending on how much you want to donate. And there's also different drawings and prizes that come with the larger amount of tickets. But again, whatever you decide to purchase, the entire amount of that ticket will go directly towards San Diego Youth.
That's fantastic. Well, great job of taking your practice off the mat. I really love this. And Kim, thanks so much for being on the Live Fit Magazine podcast. We will see you in class.
Thank you so much, Phoebe.
My pleasure. You've been listening to the Live Fit Magazine podcast. Please visit us online at livefitmagazine.com, at our YouTube channel, Live Fit Magazine, as well as on Facebook and on Twitter. Until the next time, live fit, live well, live it up.